Oh, we're just here at Thales. There are 4 Quakers here locked on, or not locked on, but just blocking the door here. We've been asked to leave. We're just here arriving at Thales. And it's a good opportunity to see what's going on here because I think the police are already here.
Stop there.
Oh, yeah?
Stop there. Where are you going?
Just going to see what's happening.
No, they're about to be removed.
Oh, are they?
You're not going.
Okay, I'll just move over here then. Watch out for my going to scrape it.
Yeah.
So it looks like these crew are already being asked to move. They're in front of the wall. They said I can't go close, but maybe I can go around here, around the garden, and see what's happening. I have really no idea who is already running a live feed, unfortunately. I'm so sorry about that. So at the moment, Jason's asking that the police check about human rights abuses in West Papua, and we have just trying to find out who else is on the live feed. I'm just going to check who else is on live feed. Carol, are you on a live feed? Oh yeah. So we're here at Thales at Pinkenba, and what's going on? Can you tell us what's going on?
What's going on is we have been given a direction
To move on.
We are staying here to report of the war crimes in Thales.
So
there's been a couple of police officers, and we've reported a crime. We've reported a crime that's happening.
Yes.
And we've asked them to take action to investigate the crime of Thales selling weapons to the Indonesian military, which is killing West Papuans right now.
And you've got a poster there, sir. What's your poster show?
What it's showing is the 2 examples of colonisation. One from Australia in the last century, with these Aboriginal people whose land was taken from them, chained. And at the bottom here is West Papuans, who are in a chain here of a forced march, where their land has also been taken from them. For both these groups of people, it was their ancestral lands which were taken and the resources with it, and that is a crime.
Put yours up as well. Oh, so Thales, tell us what are Thales doing in West Papua?
So Thales are a weapons company. We have found, our colleagues in West Papua have found unexploded ordnance, and they have traced those ordnance, those munitions, back to Thales. So they are selling weapons and weapon systems and munitions to the Indonesian military. That is being used against my friends and my family over there.
So you're here at Thales in Brisbane. This is part of the Disrupt Land Forces campaign. If you want to get to disrupt a weapons company, come down to Musgrave Park and meet us there at the Yagara Hall, where you can also join Disrupt Land Forces. We've got a whole week of Festival of Resistance. The conference starts tomorrow, and there's a big bump in today, so come down and use different ways that you can get involved. Of course, the weapons companies are getting $30 billion a year, including money especially for Thales, to continue on this dispossession of First Nations people that has been going on for a couple of hundred years.
Just so you know, I'm Casey Regan. I am in peaceful possession of this premises, and I have requested the police to remove you, please.
My name is Senior Sergeant David Richards from Brisbane Police. Our register number is 406-2. We are now going to give you another official direction. And are you people intending to leave when we give you the direction?
Senior Sergeant, I'd actually like to report a crime. Thales is selling weapons and munitions to the Indonesian military. And those weapons
once again
for all of you here,
are being used against the
Josh Brand of Penrith Police Station. Casey Regan from Thales is a person in peaceful possession of this property has informed me that consent has been removed
or no consent was given to you in the first place to be on this property. You are therefore unlawfully trespassing on this property. Do you understand that you are unlawfully trespassing on this property? Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
I understand.
Do you understand? I've already asked you and you did say that you understood it previously. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? As consent for you to remain on this property has been removed, I'm now directing you to remove yourself and all of your personal property immediately from this property. I warn you that if you fail to comply with this direction without a reasonable excuse, you will be committing an offence for which you may be arrested. The time and date of this direction is 11:29 a.m. on Monday the 31st day of May 2021. Do you understand the direction I have just given you? Do you understand that direction? Do you understand the direction that I've just given you? Do you understand the direction?
Kami di sini dari Make West Papua Safe. Kami sedang melawan perusahaan militer yaitu Thales yang sekarang sedang menjual senjata kepada TNI Polri. Kami sedang melawan itu secara tanpa kekerasan. Karena kawan-kawan di West Papua adalah keluarga kami.
I'm not refusing to leave at all. I'm waiting for
This is these people have been are going to be arrested and will be asked to leave for trespass. Just so you know, you're arrested.
Are you refusing to leave? Leave now. Thank you.
Been warned already that if you fail to comply with this direction without a reasonable excuse, you will be committing an offence for which you may be arrested. Do you understand?
We're here at Thales and these people are blocking the door. Thales, they've been reporting a crime to the police. It's an international war crime. Thales is selling weapons directly. I'm not exactly, I wasn't really listening because I've been just thinking about this.
So the officer's given a direction for you to move?
Okay. I'm just telling people what's going on.
Okay. Feel free to tell them outside of the private property.
So we're just moving out of the this Aboriginal land. We're here on Turrbal country on the north side of the river, not far from where I grew up actually, and this area has been militarised. This whole area, we're going to go to 3 different places in this area that are part of the militarisation of this neighbourhood. And here we're at Thales, and they are just arresting our friends who have been removed from the property. Thales, of course, is selling bushmasters to directly to Kapassus and are killing civilians. The bushmasters are, you can just see people there in the background, refusing to move. They're refusing to move from the property because Thales is supplying bushmasters to Kapassus. And we want to know those people in West Papua. We want to have a shout out to you. We love you and we see you and we see your struggles. And we know that you are trying to stop the militarisation of your land. We want you to know that we are here and stand with you, and that we see that what you are doing is incredibly brave and much braver than we could possibly be. Thank you so much for the resistance on your country, and we want to say that we are sorry that this French company has come to Australia and has started to take up our country here as well, getting money from our government to send to the Kapassus killers. Thales is arming Kapassus killers. You can see here another human rights defender being removed from the weapons company. We have 2 Quakers there who stayed behind, Mr. David Johnson and Jason MacLeod, who are suggesting to the police that there are war crimes occurring on this country. War crimes occurring across this that through the selling of Bushmaster armoured vehicles, weaponised armoured vehicles, and Thales weapons, of course. There are also, Thales has both the weapon systems and the armoured vehicles. So we're here, we're part of the Disrupt Land Forces Festival. We are looking at supporting people to find ways of using our bodies to get in the way of the industrial complex. You can see the Bushmasters over here on the other side. You can see some of the vehicles that they are using, that they're selling into the kapasas.
Let's sing it.
We're here at Thales. What we know is that we have two Quakers here who have been working for a long time on this issue of West Papua and who have been watching the dispossession of the West Papuans. And we want to say we know that the West Papuans are also trying to stop the militarization of their country. And we have a shout out to all First Nations people, and we're here on Turrbal country, here on the north side of the river at Pinkenba, and this is where Thales has a factory where it is servicing the same vehicles it is selling to kapasas. So Thales is heavily involved, also involved with the strange contracts for the submarines. Also has one of its operatives placed as the Vice Chancellor of the Sydney University. It's a big French company, French military company. We would shout out to all First Nations people whose lands are being dispossessed and repossessed at this point. So we have our friends here being moved into a car, being arrested. Mr. David Johnson, Mr. Jason MacLeod. This is private property here, apparently not Aboriginal land. Private property is a strange idea that we don't really believe in, unfortunately. I don't know what happens when we don't believe in private property and you guys do believe in private property. It's a very, very difficult conversation at that point. So I don't know how we balance that. It means that they can use violence because we don't believe in private property and we can't use violence. It's very confusing. So apparently that's also what's sort of rolling out in the political sphere. So we have David there, committed non-violent activist for many years, involved in the destruction. This gentleman being arrested, was involved in the destruction of the landmines, the campaign to ban landmines, an incredibly successful campaign. He's a Quaker elder, very honoured in his community, and he's here because he sees that relationship, the dispossession of Aboriginal people and then the current dispossession of West Papuans. Behind me we have our West Papuan friends singing in resistance.
The struggle of West Papua. West Papua must be free. West Papua has to become independent in Melanesia.
We have the militarisation of the police here at the Hendra Police. Got the Hendra Police here. They're just taking into custody our friend David Johnson and our other friend Jason MacLeod. Both long-term supporters of West Papua and who have been friends of West Papuans and been to West Papua many times. And we see you there. We see you West Papua and our West Papuan friends. And I hope somebody's sharing this live feed across to Make West Papua Safe, because we are wanting to stop the human rights abuse that are occurring using these weapons, using the weapons of Thales, strafing by Boeing. We want you to say, to join us in addressing Thales. Thales has a massive factory where it's making weapons that it's selling into West Papua, into Indonesia, in Bendigo, in Victoria. Very accessible, a very accessible target there in Bendigo. And we really think, and there's also another very accessible target in Benalla, where Thales is making munitions, which it presumably is also selling into Indonesia. So we'd like to see people starting to get involved. This is what ordinary people can do. We are shut out of the political system, as you know, and this is what ordinary people can do. Come down, be part of Disrupt Land Forces, be involved with us, because this is what ordinary people can do. We have ordinary people amongst us, refugees, our friends, older people, kids. Where are the kids? Here we've got the kids over here. That all about what we're doing here. Thank you, we're just back again. Would you like to say something? No, but here they are with this beautiful banner that they made. This is what we can do. Did you want to say something, Krista? Not really? That's all right. We like to put everybody on the spot here at Disrupt Land Forces, make everyone feel, it's not necessarily comfortable, but it's a good thing to do. So here we are. The police are going to take them away in the car. We are going to cheer.
Should we go to the next place soon?
They're going to take them away and we're going to cheer. I just told everybody on the line.
Okay, awesome.
Are we running late?
No, not running late. Just, I'm a completionist.
This is like we're having this conversation on live.
Oh, great. Excellent.
Some of us keep things moving and some of us just settle in. So we've had 2 people that have just brought a van in. We have 2 people arrested here at Thales. This has been Thales, of course, selling this Bushmaster. You can see the Bushmaster over here. Here's another divvy van. The new style comfortable divvy vans with probably the seatbelts. Over here we have the Bushmasters. I can just give you a quick look without getting run over of what one of the vehicles that they're making is. This is the vehicle that they're servicing here with zinc. Some things we're not completely sure of, so if you want to give us better information you can. But over the road here in this depot we have these army vehicles, and this is pretty much what they often do with army vehicles, really, is that they park them in a depot somewhere and look after them. They park them in a depot and look after them. This is the way we use our human intelligence. We make them, park them, look after them. But a certain amount gets sold to Kopassus. I think they've sold, I'm not sure how many, maybe 40 or something like that, to Kopassus, the Indonesian secret police that have committed frequent human rights abuses in West Papua, and they will be being used by D88, which is also committing human rights abuses in West Papua. I'm sorry if I'm a bit moving around a little bit. We might go and talk to would you like to speak to the live feed?
I would like to speak to the live feed. I would like to tell the people out there that Thales has been committing war crimes in West Papua. Ordnance of Thales has been found in West Papua, an exploded ordnance. They are using these Bushmasters to transport Kopassus and the military there. And we want to come here to actually let people know that that Thales is committing war crimes. That's what's actually happening.
That's right.
They are committing that right very close to Australia.
And we have a couple of human rights defenders here who have been trying to report these war crimes to the police, and but have been arrested instead of being able to report the crimes. I mean, it's possible they've taken them to custody to secretly interview them about the war crimes, but we suspect it's just a type of repression being used by the state. Army transport vehicles. We're just right near. We're here near Baita, which is a militarised detention centre just close to here. So the police are just we're just waiting for them to move the human rights defenders away from this space. we've got the Thales, and of course what we know is that people are resisting. Look at this. Here we have people here of our West Papuan friends. People are resisting. So we might sign up. We might sign off now, but that's been the narrative here today. Is that our two friends who were trying to report war crimes have themselves been arrested here at Thales. It's a French company that's making ammunition, ordnance, and vehicles to transport the Indonesian military. We have a massive militarisation of West Papua occurring at the moment that is leaving a trail of blood behind it. So thank you for joining us here, and we'll see you soon at the next place. Come down, come and join us. There's also things happening. If you go down to the Yagara Hall at Musgrave Park or down to Musgrave Park, you can find people over the next few days. And also shout out for tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. start for a rally at the beginning of the Land Forces conference that starts tomorrow. They'll be selling weapons over the next 3 days. Actually, mostly what they're doing is getting as much money from our money from the government as they possibly can to then build weapons. That's the stage they're at. And we'd love you to come and join us. This is what ordinary people can do. We don't have the money to pay for PR and advertising. So come down and join disruptlandforces.org. See you soon.